I'm going to do a quick review of all of my supplies that I've been using recently. I've been doing the 100-day project in these tiny notebooks. So here, let's start with that. Let's start with notebooks. So this was the first one that I finished. This one I created myself. It's, let's see if I can find, oh, and it's falling apart. You can see here how the numbers on the page are sideways. I took some really, or not really old, it's actually from this year, like a dated planner that I knew I wasn't going to use. And I took all the pages out of it, and then I put them back together into this book. I just cut them all of size, and then I stapled them in the middle with this cover, which was just an old file folder. And that's that. And then I did all my little paintings inside. So that was number 1 for my 100-day project. This one was number 2. This is a Moleskine dated notebook, it came in a set of 12, one for each month in 2011. And I've just been slowly using them for art projects. If you notice, I always buy dated planner journals and never use them. So that's what this is. Again, filled it up with all my little paintings. And this is the one I'm currently working in. You can see I have a little bit more to go at the end. It's almost finished, actually. Pretty close. I'm on day 75 right now of the 100-day project. So that's that one. I started using this one, which I was like super excited because I watch so many planner people on YouTube and everybody loves this MD paper. So I paid too much money for this tiny little notebook, and I just don't love the way the paint goes on the paper. It's really too slick. Like this is slick, but it's just like, I don't know, just even normal paper, like regular printer paper, it has like a little bit of a tooth to it. And this is just super slick. So it looks cool. I got some cool effects with it being so slick, but it's just not fun to work on. So I kind of gave up on this one. Well, I don't know. I might finish it. So those are those. Before I was doing my 100-day project, I used so many of these notebooks. I have a bunch of these. I'll show you in a second. This is the Strathmore Mixed Media Art Journal. My favorite notebook. My favorite paper. It's not super textured, but just enough. It grips onto the paint. So nice. So you can see there's some of my bigger paintings I did in this one. I think maybe this was from last year, maybe earlier this year. So I love this. You can see right here all my finished, let's see, 6 finished notebooks. Some of these are from a 100-day project I did a few years ago, and then some of them are just slowly making my way through. Some of them are hard. Well, actually only the one hardcover, which I think I bought on accident. But it was okay. They all kind of get a little bit weird and misshapen. Okay, and that is notebooks. Oh, and then while I have a notebook out, actually, I'm going to talk about this paper, which I love the way these look. I've been using them over and over again. So this is Interfolded Waxed Paper by Logan. A friend of mine told me about this years ago, and I still have the same box of 500 sheets I've been working my way through. But I use these in the notebook. So I usually do, I'll do a few paintings at a time. And going through in a notebook, you have to worry about, the paint's not totally dry. So, when I'm working on a spread, like if I start a new one, I'm going to have, let's see, the wax paper here, and then I'll put the wax paper here, just to protect the rest of the pages and you don't get it really gunked up on the edge, which is going to make the edges stick together. And then as I'm moving through, I'll leave them, when this spread's done, I'll put this here, go over, and then start a new spread just to prevent these from sticking to each other while I'm working, because I use a lot of paint, so that happens. So that's wax paper, notebooks. Okay, let's go through my favorite paints. I use a lot of Golden. I love their fluorescent line. They have like such good fluorescence. But these are High Flow. So they're so drippy, which I love. Shake it up. You just put it right on the paper. Sometimes I'll like put some drips and then I'll close it. And then I'll kind of like scribble in the paint with the tip. But you can like put a little puddle and hold your paper up and it runs really well. I mean, it's very cool. And then this one I love so much when you put it over the top of other paint colors, because it like mixes with the other paint colors and it just makes such cool textures and effects, and is so bright but then also so translucent. Anyways, that's probably my favorite paint right now. So good. These are the So Flat Golden Matte Acrylics. These are a lot thicker and they dry, they're matte, they're not shiny at all. So I love these. These go on really thick. They also, I mean, all of them spread so well though, especially when, so I use this 1.5 inch putty knife that I got from Ace, which I love so much. The only tool I use really, I don't use brushes. So I'll just put the paint directly on the paper and just scrape it. And this gets it so nice and flat and even to where the other colors and scribbles and marks and everything come from underneath and show through. So good. And these are so great for that. So these are some colors I'm using a lot lately. You see all those. So I also have a bunch of these tubed Golden acrylics. These are the colors I use most right now. The light phthalo blue, Titan Mars Pale, and light violet. These are also pretty thick, but they do have a little bit of a sheen when they dry. I'd say they're maybe not quite as thick as the So Flat ones, but pretty thick. So they're similar, I think. If you see any kind of a light pink though that I've used, it's gonna be this Titan Mars, and then this blue I use a lot for like the ground in my abstract landscapes or the sky. So I use this one a lot too. So this one, fluid acrylic, but it's in Titan Buff. This one's not quite as creamy as my white that I always use, but I do use this one pretty often. And here's just a black. I do have I have a black in this one. I use this black. I have this bone black fluid. I don't totally love the way this one goes on, but and then this one, Mondo Llama, is okay. I don't know, I'm always trying to like find my favorite black. Let me see if I can find it. This one is my favorite of all time, Martha Stewart, and they don't make it anymore. Like I literally just have this empty dried out bottle just so I remember how much I love it, but haven't been able to find it. Anyways, those are blacks. So these are the same, this folk art matte vintage white that I just get at Michael's. So I go through a lot of this. I use this in every single spread that I make. I always use this because I'll go over it with pencils and markers and everything, and then go over this to kind of mute it and make it dreamy looking and get the layers and then layer on top of it. That's just, I love it. I love this color so much. And I used to try to make my own color like this until I found this. I would use the Titan white and I would mix it with pure white, and then I would mix it with like a matte kind of mixture to make it more matte. But anyways, then I found this and I was like, yay, I don't have to mix paint, because like I don't mix paint. I know some people might look down on that, but like, why would I mix paint when I could just find it awesome right out of the bottle? Okay, so I talked about this palette knife I have. The only reason I ever use this is to get paint out of these tubs because this doesn't fit inside. So I'll just scrape it out, plop it on, and then I'll use this and do my marks with it. And then let's talk about Poscas. I love Poscas. Oh my gosh. So these are the ones I'm using a lot right now. I love this light green. I think it's just light green. I don't know, a lot of them don't have the color on them. Oh, lilac. That one is not in English. What is that? Red wine, black, and just red. But let me show you. Gold. I have a bunch of Poscas. Actually, let's just look around over here for a while. It's kind of a mess because I have all my supplies I'm showing you here and my phone charger. There's more paint supplies, pencils. I kind of have these organized over here. Well, I used to by color, so like all my pink markers, pencils. Here's my little yellow tub. Yeah, so a lot of stuff going on over here. And then my lights that I use. These are kind of, so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, so I went through all my Poscas. Oh, here's another Posca. What's that one? Oh, doesn't say the color, or I can't read it. But, so I have tons of these shuttle art markers, which I think you saw over when we were at my desk. Somehow I ended up with just tons of these because my kids ask for them, then they get them, then they don't use them, and they want new ones, and they have so many old ones, so I ended up just with a bunch of their old ones. I did buy this one specifically because I think my mom had it and we were doing zines over at her house. I wish I could remember the color. You can see the numbers on that if you're interested. But, oh my gosh. Might be a little dirty. I was just using it with some black. Oh no, it's pretty good. Look at how bright. I don't know if it looks bright in the video or not. Oh, I love it. It does bleed. These shuttle arts bleed a lot, so you definitely have to keep that in mind. Which I don't mind too much. Just gives me more texture to work with when I go to the next page. So yeah, there's another color that I've been using a lot lately, and I have some pink ones, a bunch of shades of purple. I have a bunch of Tombos. I use this red a lot. I've been loving red. So my red, these three reds, I've been loving. So the red Posca, this red. Oh my gosh, that's just Crayola. That's funny. I thought it was some special pencil, just Crayola. Not that Crayola isn't special. And then this Tombow 856. I use those a lot lately. And I do have a lot of these as well, the Faber-Castells. Not a lot, but I recently got a pack of them, like in just really good colors since I've been so into purple. That's a good marker. And I use these microns. Are they all microns? This one is not. This one is maybe a different generic brand. There's a generic brand that's pretty good. Is that it? Leto? Maybe. Anyways, love these for, I use these always at the end, the very end, for little details. Like I'll go in and do my little waves or eyeballs or just some little scribbles. Just like really delicate line work as one of the last layers that I do. And then pencils. What all do I have? So these are, I have a big set of these Faber-Castell colored pencils. I have a big set of Posca pencils too. I love these, but they just do not stay sharp. They get dull really fast. So I have some pretty short ones of these that I've sharpened a lot. It's just so random. What is that? Color Text. Chrome yellow. So it's just a yellow colored pencil I use a lot. Another yellow. I can't read what that one is. General something. General Kimberly. Oh, it's a watercolor pencil. I don't ever use water. I use a lot of watercolor pencils, but I don't ever put water on them. And then a Staedtler Mars Lumograph. I love these pencils. And then the 600 Musgrave Pencil Co. News. That's a good one too. I love like just a thick, dark pencil that goes on, like really thick. I've been getting a little more into Blick. You can tell I'm obsessed with this color. They're basically the same. Oh my, fluorescent. See, how many of them do I have? All basically the same color. Oh, I have another one of these too that I used up. That's all of those, but the Blick is okay. Like, it's affordable, which I like. So I was thinking if I'm thinking about doing some big paintings, and like these are just so tiny and you go through them really fast. So it's like, oh, if I could have some bigger of that same color, if I want to do bigger surface areas. Oh, there's my pack of the Faber-Castell neon pencils. Like, oh, those are really cool. It's really cool that they'll go on dark. So especially when I'll do black down at the bottom of the spread, and these like go really nice over the top. So there's those. Okay, and that's it.